Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and in this video, we're going to be having an early look at the work-in-progress version of Lime's OBS L400, or OBS F350. Now, basically, this is the F350 version, and there is a console-friendly L400 counterpart being developed basically side by side of this truck. Now, once again, I do want to go ahead and clarify that this truck is a work in progress, and if glitches do occur, those are not representative of the final quality of this mod. Remember, Limes puts a lot of work and a lot of detail into these trucks, and what you are seeing right here is an early look at the work that goes into putting together a truck like this. But for those of you OBS Ford fans, you will be very happy to know that this truck will be making its way to consoles later on down the road once he submits the console-friendly version for approval, and hopefully it passes the devs testing with little to no issue. So let's go ahead and fire it up, take it in the garage, and see what it's all about, see what it can do. Go ahead and run it right in, and it does have a great sound. Actually, it has a pretty recognizable power stroke sound that we've heard on some other trucks. However, I don't know if that sound is final or not. Now, going into the customization options, you have your standard assortment of Lime's powertrains, the stock, built, and bulletproof. We're going to go with the bulletproof. I think the bulletproof is definitely the one that I would want to go with in terms of showcasing what this truck can do. Now, it is also going to have a fully functioning multicolored lighting system that you guys will be able to see later on. As of right now, though, it's not fully functioning. Once again, this is a work in progress build. So gearbox wise, you have default, fast, heavy tow, and tow. I'm going to go with the fast transmission setup. And suspension wise, you have quite a few different options here. You have stock, which he actually recommends if you're going to use this thing for like a racetrack application. You also have the flex tune, which is ultra flexible. You have the lift, the short lift, and the tow setup. We're going to go with the flex tune for right now. And then when you get into the tire selection, you have the boggers that were first introduced on his 2017 F450, and those obviously can get pretty dang huge in size. You also have the BKT tractor tires with the deep dish beadlocks, which look really, really good if you're going for a mud truck type of vibe. And you also have your standard assortment of these Nitto trail grapplers with some deep dish, more street wheels on it. And you also have these XD wheels, which actually have a really nice meaty like trail tire setup, as well as the Maxxis Rockzillas on some deep dish hostile wheels. And finally, at the end, you have an assortment of dually wheels and tires, which are definitely going to work really, really well with the tow setup, especially when you see that this truck also features the option to have dually fenders. Now, before we get into the different body customization features and the dually fenders and the bed types and stuff like that, let's go through the exhaust options. Now, you have this giant 45-degree stack. You also have a hood stack, a single stack, a axle dump, and you also have dual 45-degree stacks and twin straight stacks. Now, I'm going to go with probably the axle dump, actually. Well, nah, you know what? I'm just going to go with the big 45-degree stack. Now, you also have the Iron Cross bumper in the rear, and you also have a UTV bed up top if you so choose. What's interesting is the 45-degree angle stack actually fits right through there, although literally your UTV would literally be covered in soot by the time you got wherever you were going. It's going to feature rock lights, just like the 2017 F450 when it's complete, and windows-wise, you actually have the option of stock, 5% tint, and 35% tint. Yes, Limes has figured out, on this truck, he has figured out how to integrate window tinting into it, which is absolutely incredible. Now, front bumper-wise, you have a pretty good assortment. You have Fusion, Iron Cross weighted, and then you have Road Armor as well. However, I'm not going to be using any of those because they tend to cause some instabilities right now. But once again, in progress mod things, I'm not holding that against it whatsoever. Now, bed-wise, you have the dually bed, the flat deck, and then the regular bed. So a lot of different options there as well. I'm going to go with the regular bed for right now, and then we will show the dually bed and the flat deck in some later videos. Now, lighting-wise, once again, these lights will obviously change color in terms of the headlight sockets, but that is also a future detail aspect of this truck. And the wheels that we're on right now are obviously, you can change up the colors of not only the lug nuts, but the wheels themselves. These are, I believe, the, like the SEMA style wheels, the low profiles. But if I switch it up to a different tire type, like let's say, for example, I went for, I don't know, we'll go for the, where are the Maxxis tires? If I go for the Maxxis tires, let's say the I don't know, the second size up. We'll go for those. And then if we go down to the wheels, you'll actually see that they change color as well. You can go for full chrome, you can go for black and red, you can go for just about whatever you want, and they all look really, really nice. Like, really, really good. I'm gonna go with the red on the wheels, and then once you get down into the actual paint customization, you have your standard, standard assortment of colors, and then down here at the bottom, you have some extra bright, like, super saturated colors, and that red will go really, really nicely with the red accents in the wheels. Now that we're out of the garage, it's time to show you guys what this thing can do in terms of flex. And yes, that stack, that super oversized stack, actually really seems to fit the character of an OBS Ford really, really well. So let's make our way over here to these flex ramps and see what this flex suspension can do. Oh, yeah. It's stuffing tire. It's stuffing tire, like, really, really well. That is going to be the setup you are going to want if you're going to take this thing down the trails. I mean, look at that. The amount of droop that suspension has is really, really good. Really respectable. So now, actually, I wonder. Let's take it down to some obstacles now and see how it does over there. Now, whoa, all right, if that stack could quit blinding me, that'd be great. That's the only thing I don't really like about that particular stack. Also, I'm sorry about the little frame hiccups that you guys are seeing. That's still currently an issue in the live version of the game. Now, this video is being filmed on the live version of the game right now instead of the PTS, and that's because there are a couple of different things that are a little bit more stable on the live game right now as opposed to the PTS, but one of the things that is less stable on the live game right now is the frame rate. The frame rate on the live game seems to be in a bit of a strange place at the moment, but my god, is that a great looking truck. I cannot get over how good this truck looks, man. It just, there's something about that's sinking. Okay, I didn't realize the ground there was that soft. But yeah, there's something about a well set up OBS Ford that just looks so freaking good. Really, really does look so freaking good. That is pushing into the ground at an alarming rate. Okay, it stopped. I was like, what are you doing? What in the heck are you doing? But god, does it look so good. I really do want to take just a minute to appreciate how beautiful this project came out. I mean, it just turned out so nice. And I turned the HUD off so we could get a little bit more of a cinematic look at this truck, and we could kind of pan around it a little bit, but oh, that looks so good. And then you could actually spool it up a little bit with the handbrake on, and then just take off, and oh, it just absolutely launches. But I will say, we're going to need that HUD back, because we're going to be using advanced mode for a couple of things in a minute. And that may or may not, whoa, like, having the HUD off is not going to contribute to that very well. All right, let me turn that guy off, turn the dev tools off, and we're going to take this thing up the hill climb. Don't you just love the fact that that frame lag is not related to my hardware at all. That's not related to my PC. That's not related to my hardware. That's literally almost entirely related to the fact that the base game really recently got a dramatic, frame rate capability reduction, and those frame rate issues are not present on the public test server. So that's one of the reasons why I have been so all over the public test server lately. So let me bring this guy up through some rocks, and you can see that with these Maxxis Rockzillas, it absolutely just walks through the rocks. Completely just walks them. Easy, easy. Whoa! It's a little banged up in the rear, just a little banged up, but it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Easy down and over the other side. That was probably one of the smoothest runs I've ever seen of anything through there. Like, I literally just walked right through. All right, mud time. Let's switch it over to a little bit more of a mud-dedicated tire setup. And let me find, let's see, fuels on boggers. Let's see, bogger dual. Is it yeah, there we go. All right, now we're on a proper mud setup. Now we're on a proper mud setup. Y'all ready to see what this thing will do? 3, 2, 1. Drop it, go. Holy smokes. Oh my god, it just ate that entire mud pit up. It's so fast. I mean, yes, there are going to be, now granted, this is with the max engine, and I'm sure there are going to be people out there that are going to go, oh my god, that is way too OP. But the best thing about this truck is that it gives you the option to really run an extremely OP power setup if you want to, but you don't have to. Now, I'm obviously going to show the extreme power setup because I want you guys to know the actual lengths that you can take this truck to. But look at this! It doesn't even care about the deep stuff. It just, like, chugs right through it. Now, I will say, though, those fallen trees will bring it to a halt in a very, very, very short amount of time. But don't worry about it. It's fine. It's completely 100% fine. Oh, look how good it looks with the suspension in high mode, though. Like, hanging out near the mud. Wow, does that look great. It's such a good-looking setup. It really is such an incredibly set-up truck. And at the end of the day, I mean, if you are a fan of trucks that have the ability to be turned into just about whatever you want, I mean, you're going to love this thing because it can be a tow rig, a trail rig, a, you know, over-the-top, crazy-fast race rig, or a mud truck. It can literally apply itself to just about any purpose that you might want. All right, let's go ahead and take off through the mud again. Jeez, the amount of send. That barrel just flew off into space. The amount of send that this thing gives you the ability to do is just on another freaking level. Now, into the dips obstacle, this thing with the flex suspension will have absolutely no issues here at all. And I think I might actually just run the high mode for this because high mode, I mean, it is going to make it a little bit more top-heavy, but, I mean, walking through here, it's not going to be an issue at all. Nice and easy. There we go. Not bad at all. Just dropping in and out, dude. No concern whatsoever. No concern at all. Easy. So easy for it. So freaking easy for it. Whoa! Alright. A little bit of a weird frame slowdown. Like I said before, those frame slowdowns are only present in the base game. So now, we're going to change up the setup a little bit again. We don't need to change the engine and the transmission because we are obviously on like an already the max speed tune. But I'm going to go to a slightly more speed-friendly setup here. And we're going to make our way off the bridge jump. Ooh, that really changed up the look nicely. All right, let's head to the bridge jump and see what this thing will do when you ask for max speed potential out of it. And that's why, like I said before, that's why I went for the stock suspension and a smaller wheel and tire setup because I wanted it to be more controllable going down the bridge jump. And I'm sure that base game frame lag issue is going to come into play here when we start getting up to some really high speeds. But don't worry about that. It's not the truck's fault. It's solely the game in its current state. So let's go ahead and get to the top of the hill. And... oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, God. Oh, jeez. All right, I can see. Oh, that front heaviness, though. Dude. But it flipped right back over, so it's A-okay. So if you guys enjoyed this early look at Lime's Ford OBS, make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions on it in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, and if you would like to stay as up-to-date as possible on anything and everything SnowRunner related, please do let me know in the comment section down below what trucks you would like to see next. And, of course, make sure you're subscribed and turn those notifications on. That's going to do it for this one, guys, and I will see you guys next time.